Hello everyone and welcome. Today's video is all about feeding broilers. Now broilers are chickens specifically raised for meat production. They typically have white feathers and yellowish skin depending on the breed. They can be commercially sold at 4 weeks to 7 weeks for faster growing breeds and up to 16 weeks for slow growing breeds. They are usually raised in large numbers commercially. In this video, I'm basically going to talk about quality of feeds, spacing of the feeders, replacing feeders, feeding schedule, changing food, and finally, the water intake of the broilers. So broilers will require starter feed for the first 2 weeks of their life, followed by growers feed for the next 3 weeks, and then eventually finishers feed till they reach the market weight. It is key to know the amount of feed one broiler will consume in its entire life so as to stock the required amount of feeds for your birds. A broiler will eat approximately 1 kilogram of starter, 1.5 kilogram of growers feed, and 1.5 kilograms of finishers feed till it reaches the market weight. In the first week, a broiler will consume about 0.167 kilograms of starters feed, and in the second week, the amount will increase to about 0.375 kilograms. So for example, if you have 100 broilers, in the first week they will consume 100 times 0.167, which will give 16.7 kilograms. And in the second week, they will consume 37.5 kilograms. Multiply the 100 birds by 0.375 kilograms, and that will be a total of 54.2 kilograms of starter feed in the first 2 weeks for the 100 birds. And after the first 2 weeks, you'll start feeding the birds with grower feeds in the third week, whereby a bird will consume 0.65 kilograms of growers feed in that third week, and then on the fourth week, one broiler will consume 0.945 kilograms of the growers feed. Then in the fifth week, one bird will consume 1.215 kilograms of growers feed. So when we calculate as seen here, 100 birds will consume 65 kilograms of growers feed in their third week, 94.5 kilograms in the fourth week, and then 121.5 kilograms in their fifth week, giving a total of 281 kilograms of growers feed in that period of 3 weeks while feeding your broilers with growers feed. And then on the sixth week, you can start feeding your broilers with finishers feed till they are sold off. So a broiler will eat 1.434 kilograms of finishers feed in the sixth week. So that means 100 birds will eat 143.4 kilograms of finisher feed in the sixth week. With these figures here, you notice that as the birds grow each week, their feed intake increases as well. So by the end of the sixth week, the birds would have an average body weight of 2.5 kilograms and ready for sale in this very week. So when it comes to water intake, always ensure a constant supply of water for your chickens. Presence of enough water for the birds will make them grow well. In the first 3 days of the chicks' arrival, add glucose and vitamins to their water. This will provide energy and help with stress respectively. Broilers need enough water in their entire growth and hence ensure constant supply of water. In this case, one chick will need 2 grams of water for every 1 gram of feed it takes. When it comes to feeder spacing, provide adequate space for the feeders. That is to say, if you're using a trough, it's recommended that the feeder space should be 5 centimeters per bird minimum. And then when it comes to a tube of 42 centimeters in diameter, 25 to 45 birds can use one tube. And lastly, if you're using a pan of about 33 centimeters in diameter, 30 to 50 birds can use one pan. Changing feeds. When it comes to introducing feeds to the birds, it shouldn't be abrupt. This can be done by introducing different kinds of feeds in different proportions. For example, when the first 2 weeks of feeding the birds with starter feeds is coming to an end, on the 13th day, you can give 70% of starter and 30% of grower feeds to the birds. And towards the end of the 5th week, on the 35th day, you can provide 70% grower feeds and 30% finisher feeds. When it comes to replacing the feeders, when the chicks are still a week old, use feeder lids or feeder trays to provide feeds to them. 1 tray per 100 chicks can work. As the chicks grow, gradually replace the trays with adult feeders with time. And if you have feeders that hang the feeders from the roof at the back level to prevent the birds from wasting food. When it comes to the quality of the food, it's important to purchase food from a miller you trust who can assure consistency in good quality of the feeds. Try to avoid mixing feeds from different several millers and adding other supplements such as proteins, mineral salts, as this may change the balance of the feeds, affecting the performance of the broilers.